Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Raul Reviews. On today's episode, we'll be talking about that hot D. No, not that type of hot D. We'll be talking about House of the Dragon. How does it compare to the original Game of Thrones series? Are there any blood-free weddings in Westeros? Spoilers ahead, and let's get into it. I decided to split the review into two parts. The first part will be dealing with episodes 1 to 5, and the second part will be dealing with episodes 6 to 10. I don't really like to review TV series on an episode basis or even halfway through its run, simply because you don't have the whole picture yet or the vision of the showrunner. However, I decided to do this for House of Dragon because at the end of episode 5 and at the beginning of episode 6, there is a significant time jump. And with this significant time jump, a lot of the cast has been recast to more age-appropriate actors and actresses. And also, this gives me an excuse to dive even deeper into the show. House of the Dragon takes place about 200 years before the events of Game of Thrones. Yes, this is a prequel series. It takes place at the height of the Targaryen dynasty and focuses mainly on them. This is a far more intimate show in comparison to Game of Thrones. That doesn't mean it is not grand in scale. In fact, we see a lot more dragons here than we did on Game of Thrones. It also doesn't mean that the politics are toned down or pushed aside. When I say intimate, what I mean is we are focusing on just a small group of people rather than various different characters. The key characters that the show dives into starts off with one person, and that is the king. We are introduced to King Viserys Targaryen, played by Paddy Considine, his daughter Rhaenyra Targaryen, played by Millie Alcock, the king's brother Daemon Targaryen being played by Matt Smith, the king's hand Otto Hightower being played by Rhys Ifans, and the hand's daughter Alicent Hightower that's being played by Emily Carey. For those of you who have not read the books, just like myself, these are a few new names and faces that we have to remember. Can't be that hard seeing as Game of Thrones' first episode introduced us to Baratheon, Lannisters, and Starks all in a span of an hour. House of the Dragon has a slightly easier plot to follow than Game of Thrones did. We have King Viserys, who is slowly dying of an unknown disease. His wife passes away during childbirth, leaving his firstborn daughter Rhaenyra his only child. Now, the Seven Kingdoms have never been ruled by a queen, but that doesn't stop King Viserys from naming his daughter heir to the Iron Throne. Rhaenyra is also best friends with Alicent Hightower, who just so happens to be the daughter of the King's Hand. As the king grieves the death of his wife and his unborn son, Otto Hightower, the King's Hand, decides to send Alicent, his own daughter, to console the king. This slowly leads the king to marrying Alicent and fathering two children. Most importantly, one of them is male. And add to this, we have Daemon Targaryen, the king's brother, who is just causing chaos everywhere. Just like what made Game of Thrones so brilliant at the beginning, the political and family drama here is top notch. You came to Westeros to see those magnificent dragons, but you stay in Westeros for all the political backstabbing and family deceit. The cast in this show is just amazing. The vulnerability that Paddy brings to King Viserys while still trying to exude strength is just great. Trying to do what is right by the kingdom and what is good for your daughter doesn't necessarily go hand in hand. And that's the main crux of this character, because he just wants to be a good king and a good father. And this leads him to become even more indecisive than he already was. The phases of life that Rhaenyra goes through in these first 5 episodes, from being a teenager to losing her mother to becoming a girl of marriageable age, is all perfectly personified with Millie Alcock. Emily's Alicent Hightower is just so intriguing to watch. From being just the daughter of the Hand to the King, to becoming queen consort and the stepmother to your best friend, this actress, along with Millie Alcock, have just huge careers in front of them. Otto Hightower is a character that completely baffles me, but in a good way. Rhys Ifans does such an amazing job portraying a character where even the audience can't tell what his motives are. Is he gunning for the Iron Throne himself? Does he really have King Viserys' best interests at heart? By all accounts, he gives the king some great advice to quite a number of problems that he is facing. Yet he sends Alicent to console the king on the same day that his wife passes away. That just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Now, all of this leads to the most outstanding character, in my opinion, of the series so far. Matt Smith's Daemon Targaryen is full of layers and intrigue. I don't think I'm wrong in saying this, but I think he steals every scene that he is in without that much dialogue compared to the other actors. That just shows you the presence he has on screen. Game of Thrones had some of the highest production costs ever for a TV show. While House of the Dragon has a significantly lower budget, the visuals, the CGI, and the overall aesthetic of the show has not suffered even one bit. Over these first 5 episodes, House of the Dragon has been mind-blowing. Definitely reminiscent of those first few really strong episodes of Game of Thrones. Have you been watching House of the Dragon? What do you think of the show so far? Share your thoughts in the comments below. After the next 5 episodes are released, I will do another review on them and also a summary of the entire season 1. So stay tuned to my channel for that. And if you enjoyed this episode of Raul Reviews, sub, share, like, comment, do all of those things as they'll be much appreciated on my end. Y'all have a great day now, and I'll see you in the next one.